turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. Team Liquids turn to ban. Alliances turn to ban. Team Liquids turn to pick.
Queen of Pain.
Alliances turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Night Stalker.
Alliances turn to pick.
Dusk.
Team Liquids turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
The Undying wakes.
Team Liquids turn to ban. Alliances turn to ban. Team Liquids turn to ban. Alliances turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Alliances turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Venomancer.
Team Liquid's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Alliance's turn to pick.
Juggernaut.
Team Liquid's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Lycan!
Alliance's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Alliance's turn to pick.
The sack!
Team Liquid's turn to pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Glitch.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Prepare for battle.
Yeah! Hi, I'm Toby1. This is Blitz. We're back for game number 2 of this 2-game series, Alliance versus Liquid. The draft, you know, I was actually feeling it for Alliance for the couple of first picks. And then the Lycan picked up, and I'm like, okay. Venomancer is kind of useless. Night Stalker's not going to have enough control. Like, I'm feeling the danger level right now for Alliance.
Yeah, I think Liquid's lineup, if they get a good early laning start, can kind of just snowball all over what Alliance have, but Alliance have the protagonist of TI5, the Leshrac, that hero in the laning phase, yeah, he got a lot worse, but overall kind of still accomplishes the same thing. Like, his Pulse Nova still does a ton of damage and he farms stacks really quickly. The Lightning Storm obviously was like, Ice Rock was just like, let's take Zeus's Lightning Bolt, give it a 4-second cooldown, and give it a slow.
Yeah, that was pretty OP to say the least.
Yeah, it was insane. But now it's just kind of okay.
Yeah,
like the damage
pretty
is
even.
Yeah, the damage is pretty low now.
The difference you're going to be really feeling though for this mid lane is the fact that you will be seeing Fada being buffed up by this Lycan pickup. So the Queen of Pain, who has been one of the most favored for the mids, like I don't think there'll be anyone that will really debate saying Queen of Pain is up there as like your 1 or 2 options when looking at that mid solo. Like, you're giving her a buff up of physical damage as well. I'm liking this a little bit more for Fada, even though the CS is still pretty even for now. Fada's got an extra creep wave here.
Yeah, this is a line or matchup that Fada should be okay in. Before, this was incredibly Leshrac favored, just because eventually you get the advantage by spamming Lightning Storm. But now that he doesn't have that option available, it's actually Fada that can just kind of right-click trade because he realizes that S4 has to devote so much of this time to not getting denied because the Queen of Pain's animation is so smooth. But S4 is just trying to pressure as much as he can. He's going to feel pretty tempted to use abilities just to CS, but the lane's okay. I kind of agree with you. I feel like the Veno is going to be pretty hit or miss this game, but
he seems to have hit right now, but need a little bit more follow-up damage. There's no Poison Sting, because he went for the Gale up at level 1, so Mind Control's got so much life. He's got Decay back off cooldown as well, so he's just beating into RK now. This time will buy a little bit of space, but maybe not enough. Look at Mind Control with the boost first as well. He needs one more hit, and Minus with the shards as she locks him in. Mind Control kind of trying to cut back up through the tree line. And Loda being forced to skill up Healing Wood a little bit earlier on to give more life to RK. But Mind Control just keeps battling one out. There goes the stick charges again. Comes in just to punch him down. The healing ward doing serious work. One more punch. Mind control tries to commit for it. And he'll actually claim first blood. Waste so much time with Florida. And, okay. He'll trade his life for it, but I think he's going to be perfectly happy with that.
That is probably the most value space control I've ever seen in my life, and Syndren's mentioned it before, but this guy's an absolute star. Like, the way that he plays, the pure aggression, the fact that he walks away with a kill, forces 3 heroes down to rotate into him, and he still walks away with first blood. Like, are you kidding me? Does that actually just happen right now? And as a result, I mean, just look at Curl right now. He's level 4. He's a full level ahead of the Juggernaut because of how much time Loda was forced to kind of rotate around and just waste time.
And that's the funny thing too, when Mind Control's happy to push himself into the secondary position to chase after the kill, even though he is the core offlaner, he's not giving away anything massive, and the Lich just kept the lane throttled the entire time. Like, you sacrifice and you pull, which means the Lich becomes more effective as well. And you've still got the Lycan Matupaman, who's the top CSer. He's 20 for 7. Juggernaut is 7 for 0. Like, this is another time where we're seeing the positions getting out-farmed against each other in favor of Team Liquid. Yeah, before it was the mid lane, now it's the #1 positions.
The Undying again, 12 CS like you said. The Queen of Pain is doing just fine against the Slushrack mid. Now that she has her stick and her bottle, she should be even better off. S4 should be a little bit careful here, because Fada might just decide to go for this, because S4 is pretty low on mana. Fada's waiting for the angle, and this is what I was talking about, because S4 doesn't have his bottle, he's low on mana. Fada feels completely comfortable going for that, and he's going to get the rune control.
Mind control. This time he's going to drop down the tombstone. They are getting rid of the tombstone, but not before Mind Control is able to get, okay, well, that's problematic. He got himself a double decay, doesn't have space for the salve, and now it will be loaded to get a revenge kill over on that Undying. But it still kind of feels like it's a support kill for Loda missing time in the lane again.
Yeah, exactly. Luckily, they are getting away with the kill, which is something you absolutely need to see. Like, if he survives there or even gets another kill, the lane at that point has pretty much been forfeit. But because of what's happened so far, things are okay.
Well, this from Bulldog. He can actually take care of that courier, and that's got the bottle on it. And there's no movement speed bonus, and Fada tried to actually grab that bottle back by blinking forward into Admiral Bulldog. So the first nighttime strikes, and Admiral Bulldog is already quick on the rotation.
And that's probably one of the better things that you can get. Usually if you just get the courier, yeah, it's an okay rotation, but the fact that it still has the bottle on it, absolutely fantastic. Like, he's going to be so satisfied with that. And the crazy thing too is that how easy it was for him to just make that rotation in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually so surprised. Like, he didn't use a smoke or anything, and they knew that he was off the map, and yet he got away.
Gale's going to connect over on Koro. Now the tombstone will be dropped as Mind Control tries to fight. He got himself a 3-man decay and the Howl bonus, and that is why Tuskar ends up dropping so quickly. Koro, not a healthy man because of the Gale, but it's going to wear off, and now we can salve up. Doesn't even have to leave the lane at all. And that engagement was quite heavy too.
Yeah, Liquid walk away with that, quite the winners. At the same time, at top, actually, nothing really happened. They decided to go for him at top for a little bit, but they don't really have the best offensive potential, especially at night. It's just this mid lane that I'm pretty concerned about, because Fada had to lose that bottle. He had to go back to the base. He does have the boots available to him, but this bottle advantage, this is going to give S4 a timing window where he can get really aggressive on Fada, and he doesn't actually want to sit in the lane.
Man, this aggression just doesn't feel the same anymore. Like, you got lightning, you got stun, you got a little bit of pulse time on the Queen of Pain, and she blinks away with a 170 of the 730 mana of that life pool. And now we feel it a little bit more as Jirax will die in the top river.
That was a pathing error for sure, because he had a haste, kind of just walks back into it, probably misclicked there, but almost no way I think he should have died there.
There are still a couple of those here in Reborn. I know there was one with Plague Ward block. Can't walk towards the camp up inside the dire jungle because of the block area.
Biggest concern right now for me, Toby, is just this bottom lane, as they know that Loda, he doesn't have that spin.
Oh my! Yep. No spin. Lich ulti commits, and
that's a lot of creeps too.
Yep. They will still get rid of the Undying Tombstone.
Oh, he might just get caught.
Wait, did he just walk himself out into this one?
Oh no.
that you might have just brought down the tombstone, but you fed 2 kills to this dual off lane, which is meant to control the lane. Sure, maybe they can find something in mind control, but he's got Soul available. He's in the trees. He managed to get rid of the aggro. The Sonic Wave from Fana out of position. Minus will survive. The Shadow Strike won't take him down far enough. He'll TP himself back to base just to be sure of it all. But a little bit of a miss ulti there from Fada. And Admiral Bulldog was trying to make him pay. He can't do that, however. He can just go for Jirax. If they have a stun, S4, well, no mana. So he has to turn on the pulse instead. They'll find the kill. So some good rebuttal here from Alliance.
They still have that huge regular camp stack, which I think they farm up now. And Bulldog even commits to using the main just to absolutely secure that they're going to grab it. At the same time, still a really good rotation by Liquid, and that bottom lane has just accomplished everything that they need to and more. The fact that they've been able to walk away with so many kills, even killing the safe lane carry, and getting the Venomancer out of that, like, yeah, you lose your Undying, but the trade is perfectly fine. Like, you're getting so much out of it at all times. You constantly put pressure on the heroes down here and force them to stay here. The Venomancer just continues to get behind. The Juggernaut is nowhere near where he needs to be in farm right now. Just paltry 23 CS. Net worth difference between him and the Lycan is already at 1k at just 8 minutes into the game. And you can't really afford this because Liquid have a lineup that can just flat run at you. And when it comes to levels and snowballing, the Lich is going to get so leveled just because of Sacrifice and the amount of kills that he's been able to get in this bottom lane.
It's just... it's the situation for Alliance that they never really want to be in. But if they can slow it up a little bit more... like, S4 is still flash farming beautifully inside the jungle. There's a lot of stacks that are already prepared for him. He's about to triple stack another one. In fact, he's just going to kill it off quickly before the 9-minute mark hits, and he's actually a little bit too slow. So, won't get the camp, won't get the stack. On bottom lane, Loader. They don't have the life either, getting decayed twice as well as being soul ripped. And Frost Blast down by the Lich. There's just not much to work with. But Toberman's also waiting for that opportunity on top lane. He'll have a better chance once he's got the Medallion of Courage completed. Luckily which is basically now.
Yeah, and luckily for Alliance, their supports actually have quite a bit. Like, Minuts already has the Phase Boots completed on him, almost a wand. Unfortunately for Alliance, like, they're ahead in net worth, but a lot of it comes down to just how much their supports have. When it comes to the core game, it's a little skewed, but in mid...
Jirax, get a Nightmare to try and buy part of that little bit of space, but it's not going to work. And now they'll lose 2, with Admiral Bulldog arriving in for the Void. Actually, was waiting there for Jirax to Nightmare up over on S4 to stop that stun from connecting. But instead he actually pulled out of the animation. He started the animation, but he stopped himself.
At top, S4 grabs a rune. Isn't what he wants, but that's actually going to lead to a huge swing, those 2 kills in mid, because the Queen of Pain was kind of keeping up with the Leshrac, but then the Lesh has a bunch of stacks, and then off of those 2 kills that S4 is going to get, it's not even going to become very close anymore. Luckily for them, the Queen of Pain is still ahead of the Juggernaut, which kind of just goes to show how far behind Loda's gotten due to the aggression of this dual lane. But at the same time, I feel like Alliance, the laning phase doesn't have to go ideal for them. Like, the fact that the Leshrac has this much alone is going to be really good for them, and Jirax is usually the space kind of creator for Liquid, but sitting at just 800 net worth right now. Like, we saw that Veno go down so often, but that just kind of underscores like how badly Jirax has had. Like, he's 0-3 right now, just 800 net worth to his name.
This Pain doesn't really have an influence anywhere, but I'm still seeing the secondary support, which is Kuro, if we can call him that, when he's a level above Mind Control. And Mind Control is going to be building into this mech for them, so they're going to have that extra survivability during the fight. But Lich just keeping the lane controlled as well, so yeah, Venom doesn't have a lot, but I'm still seeing Loda massively under-leveled Admiral Bulldog. That Shadow Strike seems to take him out. They see him in the tree line, but Toberman actually triggers the ulti just to ensure 1, the kill, and 2, now they can take out that top tier 1 tower. While we have that combination with the Leshrac and Tuskar going together to pick off the Bane. It's 0 for 4.
Yeah, time and time again, they're just finding the pickoff on Jirax over and over again, and luckily they do get the kill onto the Night Stalker, so the trade's okay. You take down the tier 1 tower, set up your Queen of Pain a little bit better, but at the same time, your Bane can't afford to die this many times. Luckily for him, he's only level 4, so Alliance aren't going to be like too happy with that grab. It's like a 900 net worth Bane, like that's level 4. You're not getting a ton out of that, but at the same time, Liquid would like to see him a little bit higher leveled.
They need to buy him some space. The push that can come out from mind control, and if Matubman wants to join them, like he doesn't want to join them just yet because he's still completing up his items.
That's a level 11 Lycan already, and that's
he's actually got the full Vlads too. So it's Vlads and Medallion 12.5 minutes in.
That's an absurd amount of fun.
And with a double damage rune, he can just go Roshan. And maybe that's also the reason why Alliance are doing what they're doing. They smoke up, they're moving around the Roche pit. They don't have the smoke breaking. And they're actually going to loop around, so they see the dire wolves, but they don't see where Matubman is, so they're coming completely blind. Now they get a glimpse, it's Kura to get galed up to start with, and Omni Slash, Mind Control copying almost all of it. They get a good snowball down, but the Nightmare buying a little bit more time, but Liquid, they've lost 2 already. Durex backing up to the tree line. That Lich ulti does almost nothing, and Alliance give a triple kill over to S4. The Queen of Pain, the sole survivor, Fada, just not wanting to be there. And they're going to lose the tier 1 tower on bottom lane 2 now. This is a great fight for Alliance.
That was so awkward. Matubman just happens to run into 3 smoked up heroes. The weird thing too is that they played the fog, like I don't even know if they meant to do this, but they played the fog so well that he actually walked into the middle of all 3 of them before he realized. He's like, oh, I'm dead. Just immediately gets silenced. Alliance completely throw him away, and I mean, Liquid thought with the Lycan in the background, with the DD rune too,
yeah,
we're 100% going to win this fight, and
he was so big, like, yeah, you don't blame him for having confidence.
No, they definitely should have, but that smoke gank by Alliance, so smart by them to completely play that angle.
They knew a little bit of it because of the D-warding that Liquid were doing, so they had the rough idea of where Matubman was, but he had no idea where Liquid were, where Alliance was. Looks like spin time now for Loader, trying to escape back out of here. My nuts, he's going to snowball in, but now he's got no escape mechanism of his own. Look at the damage from Matubman. That's that double damage going to work. A double kill for the Lycan. And with that, they're moving directly into Roshan. Medallion and Wolves are up, and he's still got half of the duration of the DD left.
Yeah, that DD is going to make this process go really quickly, and especially with those 2 pickoffs, I think Alliance are going to say to themselves, there's almost 0 chance, let's just go for the mid tower right here. And in all likelihood, they're probably going to grab this tower, and getting the mid tower does mean that they can pressure into the jungle. And yeah, Liquid aren't going to have enough time to defend this. At best, they can hope for a deny, but Alliance are just going to trade, get out of there. That's the best that they can hope for.
And they're instantly moving to top lane, actually. We're still got a little bit more of the 9 time, so Admiral Bulldog wants to go on the hunt. So Loader goes into the lane to push it out. And Jirax is the one that's trying to run away. Now, if Admiral Bulldog ran directly north then, he would be able to get the pick off on Jirax. Because he was just far enough out.
This Leshrac actually has his fully completed Bloodstone, if I'm not mistaken.
15 minutes in?
Yeah, unless I'm going insane. Yep, he's got the recipe and everything that he needs, and actually he's gonna send it back around. He has had a really good game, like 15-minute Bloodstone. This is what Leshrac needs to do to kind of stay relevant in this meta, Toby, is he just needs to get an overwhelming amount of farm and to get all of his levels as soon as possible. Like this hero, before in the past, if he got behind in levels, yeah, it doesn't matter, I'll just go to the jungle.
Yeah, he has ways to catch up kind of thing. But the fact that S4 does have this advantage, it's... the courier's making his way over, and yep, that is the full Bloodstone done. Point booster purchased. And there it is.
Things get real dangerous right now for Team Liquid, and I think they're going to kind of go back to what they did in the last game and hopefully split up the map, make it difficult for Alliance to get into fights, and force Alliance constantly into choices.
Well, Alliance are being forced to fall back right now. The tier 2 tower gets fortified. Fada is here with an invis room, but he walked in range of the tower, so he gets scouted out, decides, you know what, may as well just keep attacking anyway. And the TP is coming directly to the front lines. There's Admiral Bulldog arriving. And they're trying to slow down Matubman now. He's got his ulti up. They drop the tombstone as well here, Liquids. They're just trying to make a little bit more of a buffer between themselves as Alliance, and they're doing this underneath the tower. It's a good screen, but no follow-up Sonic Wave. He did have all 5 heroes perfectly lined up for that Sonic Wave.
But where's the follow-up if he does do that? And at the same time,
like an ulti run-in would be it.
The healing ward is down. I don't know if that's worth it just for that type of situation. If you lose a fight there, then you're gonna lose 5 heroes at that point. Nobody was really quite close. But at bottom, after the spin is done, maybe this is when Liquid just decide to say, let's go siege the tower down.
They're selling like a 10-second window at the moment. They haven't got their creep wave with them. Yeah, they're backing up. It's time to farm. What's Sparta building into? So he's still trying to build into this orchid of his. Would be pretty big if he can control up that Venomancer, but at the same time we're seeing RK going for the very sacrificial build kind of style, which I'm assuming is going to be a straight blink dagger and then just get the ulti off.
I like the Orchid this game though, especially against the Jug, who's quite underfarmed. Like if the Jug had a little bit more farm, I would say okay, he can just go for their Manta or some way to dispel it, even to beat KB. But
what do you think about the Venomancer though? Like, because he's got a lot of gold on RK.
1800 gold, you can go for Midas if you think you're getting too far behind as a support. Like a Midas, I don't know if Blink Dagger is the right call here, just because he's got 4 levels of Healing Ward. I feel like if he goes for that, he just uses like 2 spells and then runs out. But this bottom lane...
Yeah, they're snowballing after Matumberman. But he's a big dog, man. Midas doesn't have a chance to survive this. In fact, he just gets torn apart with 4 hits from Matumberman and his Wolf Dogs. And that's the tier 2 tower gone.
That was an absurd amount of damage right now, and Mind Control just isn't respecting that. He just assumes, okay, worst comes to worst, I'll just snowball and I'll play him, but you are not running away from that thing. No.
That Lycan is just so big. And with every kill they keep giving over to him, that Necro Book is getting stronger and stronger. So we'll have level 2 Necro Book in a short amount of gold when this tower goes down. And the level 3 book isn't far away. And they're looking for more kills as well. Kuro's coming in behind Abra Bulldog. And they got no way to jump down to help him though. So that's the downside about this positioning from Kuro. Yeah, and he gets scouted out moving over. More than likely he was here for S4.
Yeah, Liquid just want to continue to try to play aggressively because Matumberman has as much farm as he does, and at the same time you've got the Aegis available, why not?
Yep. Just keep that pressure up. 15 seconds till ulti's back off cooldown from Matumberman. But with the Tombstone being dropped, the Alliance just cannot get close enough to try and contest this. And the chasing is going to be difficult enough, so they just stop to kill off the Tombstone. A little bit of extra cash in for Loader. But Liquid get what they want. Like, they take the tier 1 tower and they back the hell out. Nothing of value is really lost. And in fact, that level 3 Necrobook I was talking about is just getting closer and closer. Kuro, Glimmer caped up in the mid, and now he can throw the ulti out, and they're really isolated here with a Sonic Wave as well, kicking in a huge amount of damage onto Alliance. Loader will end up dropping down. RK will be able to get a revenge kill on Undying or Willy. That Soul Rip does so much work, and Fader with the howl damage, the bonus physical DPS is just so high. Mind Control will end up surviving, and Liquid, they get an entire team wipe on Alliance, and nothing is lost.
Honestly, that entire fight was just set up by the fact that Kuro was so farmed and tanky, he just Glimmer Capes himself, casually throws down a Frost Blast and a Chain Frost. Nobody can really fight into that. And then on top of that, Alliance stack up, the Queen of Pain Sonic Wave comes in, no way for them to dodge that, and the Matumberman just completely cleans up. Like, you can't fight at that HP range against Liquid's team at that point, and they had to commit so much. Did they even kill the Lich? Nope. Gets off every ability, casually just sits there, and this is, I think, the second time I've seen a Lich just do this today. And it might have actually been Kuro earlier, where he had an unbelievable amount of farm. This is usually a kind of passive hero, but Kuro is kind of playing it really aggressively right now.
And rightly so. When you got this much farm, he's the perfect sponge. And then Lycan runs in and finishes the job.
That is the perfect way to put it.
I'm still looking at the Liquid's next team fight. Like, that team fight ended up going Liquid's way anyway. Now, Fiend's Crypt, the Wolves were scouting out my nuts, and he'll end up dropping. S4 actually chased up to this one, and this is not the dream. Like, you might have got a really early Bloodstone, but you're already going to drop down to 3 Bloodstone charges. Another kill coming the way of the Lycan. He only just finished his level 3 Necrobook, and he's already got 1500 gold again. This is more than danger zone.
Yeah, and Mind Control playing the Undying. He almost has that hood completed too. I mean, this Tusk, yeah, he's had a pretty good game for support, but Matumberman just chases him down every single time and like pretty much 3-shots him.
Abra Bulldog might be able to help get an easy kill here. Loader's just going to go for the spin and lay ensure the kill on Jirax. He had the Glimmer Cape, so probably thought he was going to get away, but with dust over on Abra Bulldog, they could see him perfectly.
At some point, Matumberman is just going to kind of get out of hand, and I feel like that point is now. You've got Vlad's completed the medallion, 1800 additional gold on him, Necro 3. Once the next Roshan comes up, I don't really know how you deal with him twice. And he's going to get the Hyperstone for the Assault Cuirass now too.
I was actually wondering what he would do. Like, is it Assault Cuirass to get up, or is it the BKB so he knows 100% he'll win a fight?
I think it's just, you can go for the split pushes. They already are winning the fights. Like, let's kind of forget about saying
yeah,
so they can win the fights.
It's true. It's the 100% guarantee. So it's the only thing that will screw you around would be Walrus Punch.
Yeah, but even then, the Tusk, I feel, he just doesn't have enough damage right now. They don't have any chasing items like the Urn. Completely not hit.
S4. This is a really tight area. You don't want to be fighting here. That Luchon is going to bounce down back over to Arcade. Only 3 bounces in it, but you've already lost your Leshrac. Let's make that 2 Bloodstone charges on a Lash, and the Juggernaut just gets carved apart by the Lycan. They just don't have the damage to battle the Lycan. Even if you do get an isolated Omni Slash off, Matumberman will still survive.
Yeah, and you're seeing the power of the Necro Books right there. Like, he just sets them on the S4. S4 doesn't really know what to do. S4 is pretty much, what he does really well is the ability to kite, get in and out, but he hasn't even been able to use that Pocket Suicide because, you know, he's just not used to the amount of damage that's coming out right now, and we're seeing him get punished time and time again. Bulldog is kind of playing around with Fada, trying to waste his time, realizes that the option of going for a Gale isn't really there, and Fada's gonna go feel aggressive here, but
he might really die with a Sonic Wave out. They Glimmer Cape over from Fada so he can blink himself forward. The screen will connect. Jirax just needs a little bit of vision to reach him, but the Shadow Strike will tick him out. And Admiral Bulldog can maybe deny himself to the side. Nope,
I don't think he's actually gonna die.
He'll go for a counter Urn. He'll end up surviving.
Fine.
Well, wait. For now. Jirax is still in the neighborhood, and Admiral Bulldog doesn't have a TP scroll, and they go for the Fiend Script. The Lycan Wolves were scouting Tusker, moving up right now, and, well, the Fiend Script isn't enough to find the kill. Jirax still does have that Brain Stat, and he can turn around one attack to Minos to do the work, and S4 missing on the stun. Even while he's locked inside the shards, Jirax will still end up dying. But Minot's being chased down by Wolves. The healing wall is keeping him alive. Again, Loader playing almost medic to his team.
Yeah, they're just trying to take whatever they can at this point. Jirax, this is not the customary game that I see for him. I think he assumed that the Tusk would be killable with just the Fiend's Grip plus the Wolves, but that's a level 1 Fiend's Grip. Nobody was anywhere near him. No Medallion coming down on the Tusk or anything like that, so that felt a little bit over-ambitious. At the same time, Liquid still have pretty firm control of this game. Like, losing your Bane again, he's one of your lowest, he is your lowest net worth hero, isn't too big of a deal. You can afford the occasional loss there, just because you continue to apply pressure. Your Lycan was pretty much free farming during that time, and how close is he to the Cuirass? He almost has it.
Once he got sitting over on the courier, it's yeah, recipe as well as chainmail. So just requires 1,400 gold, and he's almost 1,000 there so far.
Yeah, I think all he really has to do, get the AC, wait for the next Roshan, which is up right now, conveniently for him, and he's gonna look for the pickoff maybe? He popped his ultimate, but thinks the better of it, just because that's so deep into the base.
Yeah, they have the observer wards up, but the observer wards watch on the hillside, so they don't see what's actually inside the lane. So that area is still blind for Team Liquid. But they see when Alliance push out aggressively, so if Alliance have any concept about smoking up and moving out, it's going to be scouted out very early on, the fact that they're missing from the map. So catching Liquid with their pants down is very difficult. And here we go again. Kuro? Nope. Minuts will be allowed to walk away. But this is Roshan now for Liquid. So when they run, and that Assault Cuirass is done. The Courier is flying to the secret shop at the moment, but the BKB is done for the Queen of Pain too. So she gets her defensive item.
They are 100% going to grab this. I don't think Alliance, you know, they don't have that Magnets or that Space Crater this time around.
Actually, a Tombstone and Undying Ulti to ensure this.
I mean, you might as well.
It's a lot of safety.
You want to guarantee that Alliance aren't doing anything tricky, but at the same time, I guess you're kind of right, because Alliance, they're in full ward vision right now.
Yeah. So it doesn't make a full amount of sense, but Liquid safety first. Getting a 2-0 here is going to give him a large amount of points, 3 points for it. So I just want to ensure that. Looks like we'll end up having Loader dropping inside the jungle. Simple initiation in and control from the Bane, but they might lose even more. Matopum is just on the chase here for Admiral Bulldog, and this Night Stalker, you might have Darkness up, but it looks like Liquid's just had enough of this. They'll move down instead. There's no tier 2 tower for them to take, so I'm not quite sure why this movement towards the mid lane is happening.
I think you go for the one at top.
Yeah.
Matama Man for a second kind of considered. He's like, maybe we can go for the mid high ground push. But you committed your necro books, and your ultimate is down too, so it's probably not the best idea. I think more importantly than anything, you need the necro books to be able to siege the high ground. Because that's what you want to do, just siege it. Wait it out, be patient, let your necro books do the work, let your wolves do the work.
At the same time, man, they got so much to push up. Like, you actually finish a full pipe of insight over on the Undying. So, you got mech, you've got pipe, you've got Glimmer Capes, you got 4 staffs galore, Matamaman is fatter than anything else, and then you've still got a Queen of Pain with an Orchid as well as a BKB. And another 2,500 gold to her name as well. And what have you got really in return? Like, a wall of Plague Wards? These things get mopped up so quickly by the Wolves as well as the Necro units, they just don't survive. And now Arcade's also not going to survive. Running out, the Wolves come in, and Matamaman will block his path.
He just got 2-shot with that medallion on.
I almost want to say it's only 1.5, didn't even require the full 2. Fada, quick blink away, the Nightmare over in My Nuts. Now there is the Fiend's Grip available, and Jirax, actually going to get revealed. They use the Yules up very early here by S4, but now Matamaman will arrive with a blink to screen. The Sonic Wave prep the earlier damage, and S4 Shadow Strike, there is no way to run away. He'll end up denying himself, back down to 2 Bloodstone charges, and Team Liquid firmly in control of this game.
Yeah, they've got nothing to worry about, and just as a godsend, Fada's gonna find a regen rune at top too, just to add insult to injury. And Alliance, I mean, they're slowly starting to run out of steam if they already haven't, and Matamaman just has an unbelievable amount of farm. You've got the Necro books completed, or up again off of cooldown. You've got an Aegis 2, the Assault Curse is gonna make this push even easier. There's no real way for an Alliance to get on top of the Tombstone, or even fight into those Necro minions.
Yep.
But at the same time, you've got 5 heroes alive in just 10 seconds, and you're gonna lose a Rex for free, maybe even a second set.
Yep. And this is almost too easy for Team Liquid. But what is Alliance really meant to do? You want to fight the bottom lane where the creep wave's pushed in? Omni Slash doesn't work for the Omni Knight, so he can't inflict all of his damage. The Pulse Nova might do some work, but S4 is the one who's being kited now. It's Admiral Bulldog running in with his Aghanim Scepter as well as Gem. This is the last fight, but a big stump from S4, catching out 3 with the BKB's turn on. S4 gets completely wiped. The Omni Slash will go, but again, it's all just shared across the Liquid load. That is just an easy play. 3 heroes down for Alliance. Let's make it 4, and it's probably even going to be a GG as Loader runs it out. Yep, they understand the fact that was the last hurrah, the last roll of the dice. And they got nothing but snake eyes.
Liquid this entire day has just looked completely dominant. In that first game, they struggled pretty hard. Alliance was able to pick things back up a little bit, but in this game, Liquid from start to finish just played so well. And I think it honestly just all comes down to that bottom engagement where Mind Control is able to make so much space. And
that's the crazy part of it. Like, this is the kind of stuff which I remember seeing from someone like Universe in the early stages with the Darkseer, where you just charge yourself in Iron Shell and you end up getting a kill and you're like, okay, I make so much space for my safe laner because the supports have to rotate down. You have to deal with this. But